Hello Blender folks, welcome back. I'm Pxy-STREAM. Bem-vindo pessoal, aqui é Pxy-STREAM e vamos voltar aqui para a criação de personagem. We're back to 3D character making from scratch, desde o zero, quase. Então, na última sessão a gente estava fazendo essa personagem, o model sheet, desenhando direto no Blender com annotations. We were drawing from scratch with annotations. Graphic palette, uma mesa digitalizadora e usando anotações. Grease pencil is better, it's more stable, it has more features. Seria melhor eu converter isso para grease pencil em algum momento. Por enquanto tá bom assim. I would like to convert this to grease pencil at some point. But for now, this is good. Grease pencil is more stable, is safer. We can have them. Yes, I have. Okay, now it's better usually. We can move the annotations around, while the annotations we can't. A gente pode tratar as anotações que nem um objeto e mover elas, como o Grease Pencil, na verdade. Minto, o Grease Pencil é o que permite mexer as anotações. Então elas têm que ser convertidas ou realizar direto isso em Grease Pencil para fica bom. Então basicamente se eu tiver aqui convert grease pencil, so em algum momento eu vou fazer isso. At some point I'll do that. I hope that works properly. So what was lacking here to be done concerning the 3D model sheet, the 2D model sheet, was that I wanted to do a back. Yeah, there's a front. A back would be nice. We get more precision. So we also have a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, gente. Então seria legal fazer uma vista traseira, né? De trás. Tem mais precisão. And we also have something for the 3/4, which can also help, especially for the face. Yeah, I draw something here. Especialmente para o rosto eu fiz essas coisas mais estilizadas. I've made a 3/4. Eu fiz uma visão de 3/4. And after we complete a back view, Ctrl Numpad 1, né? Ctrl Numpad 1. Aqui eu não tô na frente, estou atrás. Aqui à frente, aqui atrás. Então, Ctrl Numpad 1. Vamos ligar isso aqui do screencast. Let's enable screencast, and so we're gonna make the back view. I usually don't do it, but actually it is a good idea because there are some anatomic areas that are very delicate in rigging, like the pelvis region, so the buttocks, and maybe the back also here near the shoulders. Many other aspects, maybe the ankles here, it's good. Yes, there are many reasons why it could be beneficial to make a back view. And it's ready here, just don't have any drawing. Sim, então tem várias razões pelas quais pode ser importante para modelagem 3D ou escultura 3D, criar personagem em 3D, ter uma visão de trás, visão traseira. Então aqui seria, por exemplo, para as nádegas, para talvez essa área dos ombros, talvez até essa... Não, o rosto não é tão importante porque não se vê o rosto. Talvez só algumas feições aqui, tipo a bochecha ou não sei. Aqui o tornozelo também, essa área pode ser complexa. Então vamos fazer aqui back view. So I started back view and then we maybe made negative 3/4, que would be like 1, 2, 3. So but it's só que é por trás, então 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go. Let's restart. So I just get here hidden. I'll try to ignore the front view just a little. So we need perhaps to turn this opacity as low as possible. Vamos reduzir isso com um valor bem baixo para não atrapalhar. So don't stay in the way. This is too low, so let's try. Yeah, 0.02 should be fine. Yeah, I think at least we have some reference. So basically the silhouette é a silhueta. There is basically no big difference. Não tem muita diferença aqui. Vai ser Só que eu não vou pintar aqui, eu vou pintar aqui. So it's in this layer here. We see it has very strong thickness. We don't want it. We want just opacity at maximum. So here, this is the not big deal, just same thing. Yeah, let's try to get some precision at least, but this is not really necessary. I'm just doing this so for practice, to be didactical. Só fazendo isso para prática, para ser didático. Então, aqui cuidar com esse círculo. Esse círculo é só uma referência genérica, não é tão importante. Então aqui o perfil vai ser praticamente o mesmo. The profile here, well, it will be basically the same. Nothing changes here, because if we can view this from front, we should be able to see the same profile from back, like logical. It's orthogonal perspective, so there's no question here, folks. Então aqui não tem dúvida, é a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Então tá simétrico aqui. Maybe there are some inconsistencies here. Let's see, it reaches about here. Yeah, so oh yeah, so here is wrong. Let's fix. No, this was a mistake. Aqui foi erro. It's somewhat here, right? Okay. Then here it will reach this part. Okay, so and maybe this is not very good, so aqui talvez tenha uma diferença. Here maybe there's some difference because of how we develop the head. So maybe the ear here is now it depends really on the shape of this part of the head. So maybe this is in front, I believe. Maybe this part is more like that, because here is. So here I'm not really sure, but it doesn't matter. It's something like that, right? So it's like this gets into the ear, gets so around behind here. So the head, the skull, então o crânio deve talvez passar aqui na frente. Eu não sei, isso vai depender realmente. It's a little detail, we can solve it later. Agora essa parte aqui é importante porque o pescoço ali ele cresce, ele aparece por aqui, né? E ele vai subir um pouco, então a gente tem que ter talvez uma noção de onde é que está o crânio. O crânio está aqui, né? So here the skull, maybe we can connect from here, right? So this is actually interesting, so we can get, and because this is a this will be like, you remember this skull from the side, there's this protrusion, so maybe we can say that, talvez isso começa a ter uma protrusão, não sei. It maybe protrudes from this, so maybe, so maybe the skull here is, at this point, it's the most protruded from sort of this point here. So this is just a reference that maybe we can use. So and it starts to have different shape here, starts to grow from, so we're trying to mimic somewhat this protrude. So this is very specific, but that is not necessarily line, but just to be aware that it is different here. So agora vamos fazer o trapézio, trapezium muscles, and shoulders. So this from a back view, we could have a tendency to draw differently if it was 2D, right? Teria uma tentação a desenhar diferente o character design, ainda que seja uma vista por trás normal. Aumentar o trapézio, yes, I would have this tendency myself, eu teria essa tendência eu mesmo. But here we can have, here this part here would be most likely the same. Aqui é uma parte que maybe I did this wrong, maybe the breast here, they shouldn't appear from a back view unless the character really is busty. A não ser que a personagem seja peituda, não teria muito por que aparecer os seios visto por trás. Vai depender um pouco da anatomia. Por enquanto a gente pode dizer que sim, pode ter essa, né? Porque é uma massa. ela tem esse deslocamento por causa da gravidade também lateral, depende de vários, é também estilístico, então we can think what could be better, but what must be sure though is that the shape of the torso, indifferently of the breast, the shape of the torso must be accurate with the thoracic cage. So this, at least this we must do correctly. The breasts are more flexible and we can do whatever we want. So provided it looks original or it looks good. So I think this can work. It's not my for this style is not maybe what I would do, but we'll try that. Maybe that makes sense. So here the profile, we continue, a gente continua com o perfil aqui, a silhueta, and here the buttocks here we'll have some difference because from a T-pose here we might have to work on this profile, and this is some part where we'll have important variation here, right? Então aqui essa parte a gente precisa tomar cuidado porque é realmente diferente. Claro, a silhueta não, mas existem coisas que são específicas dessa região e não vai dar para se a gente não tiver essa referência 2D, a gente não vai conseguir ter noção direito do que o modelo significa em 3D. A gente não vai ter referência nenhuma aqui, vai ter que ser no olhômetro. So if we don't have this, we might have to fix this from the eye meter, right? Reference. So, and this can be confusing. So here I usually don't do that, but because I'm trying to be a little more anatomically accurate with this character. So here omoplatus, the shoulder plates, I don't know in English, but yeah, we can try to make them, yeah, it's ugly in this view, it's too, so I'm exaggerating a little the anatomic shapes just to try to make sure we know what the stylized anatomy is about. Eu estou exagerando um pouco aqui só para ficar mais claro o que pode ser a anatomia da personagem em 3D. Então aqui essa parte da coluna e então talvez aqui glúteos médios, something like that, right? And gluteus maximus, algo assim. Yeah, maybe more like that, I don't know, but yeah, so they are, we'll try to conform some of the shapes here for the muscles, and there's some flow, right? So there's some, also the trapezium, it overlaps the shoulders, so there's something like that. Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't be drawing that. Então tem o trapézio, ele passa por cima dos músculos dos ombros e depois eles passam aqui por cima talvez das omoplatas. Eu não sei bem, e aqui é estilizado, então tá bem deformado em relação a uma anatomia normal. Aqui pode ter alguma, aqui acho que tem uma abertura do tecido muscular, então eu não tenho memória aqui, mas não importa. O importante talvez é esse flow aqui. This flow here probably important. I'm not considering the muscles here, but yeah, this is important. So to know, because depending on the character could have very different shapes. So here for this character design, we are, muscle fibers will tend to go that way, I think, but we are taking care about the flesh here. So I think this can go. So here is the crotch region, aqui tá a virilha, and for the female character maybe that's like that. So it's not exactly new, this is more like a base mesh. I'm not caring about the muscles here. This is complicated. We could we can study that and have that work, but this is not the anatomy here is not so complex that it needs to have those At least if the general silhouette is good on different positions, that's good. So there's some respectful of the anatomy, but not that much. Então a gente não vai exagerar muito na anatomia aqui, porque não é o propósito, não sou um expert em anatomia, desenho de anatomia, mas eu tenho algumas noções elementares, então eu não é a intenção aqui ser preciso na anatomia, perfeitamente preciso. A figura estilizada é o que importa. So here the profiles we can do the same, no big deal, but maybe here we can play with these muscles fibers here. A gente pode talvez trabalhar um pouco melhor com esses músculos aqui, né, para ter uma noção melhor dessa parte. Então tem esse aqui é um pouco mais em cima que aqui, claro, nessa pose pelo menos. Não preciso fazer os dois lados, né, só para ter uma ideia. Dá pra fazer um lado totalmente muscular e outro não, por que não? Yeah, so we can make one side totally muscular and the other no. So here it's something that I've not been doing in 3D adaptations, but actually if we were to work on the foot, so here would be the ankle, right? So this bony structure that has some inclination like that, just like here on the, we could consider that, so this bony part is usually slightly lower than that one, just as here there is some inclination, and so here we could say that this part before the, yeah, so this bony, then there is this bulging here is like the back of the foot, and then the foot there, the front part. Of course this is is coarse, so this is foreshortening, but you got the idea. So we have here this ball, which will be the sort of the pivoting point, and then but it is tilted, so this will be here. We'll try to clean up this, right, folks? Vamos tentar fazer mais limpo aqui. Aqui vai ter então essa parte que vai juntar ali, e depois e aí isso aqui vai juntar aqui, talvez essa tem que ser um pouco maior. E aqui essa linha aqui eu não sei como é que ela, até onde vai. Deixa eu ver no meu próprio, let me see on my own foot. Yeah, this thing goes up, wildly up, so it might be slightly difficult to represent. We don't need, we can simplify, but this is just basic reference. Here with all this foreshortening it might be hard to draw this thing, so this is good enough. Maybe here, as I said, maybe the whole character is a bit too fatty, no, too large in this dimension. I did some shrinking of the torso, but maybe the legs are not very shrinked, so maybe the legs are too. Então talvez para as pernas eu não retrabalhei muito bem a espessura, né? Então pode estar um pouco esquisito aqui no geral, mas o importante é que a gente está pegando as formas genéricas e está mais ou menos funcionando. Qualquer ajuste a gente pode ainda retrabalhar depois. So here we have the triceps, which here will be, I think, sort of relaxed. So I think here is the biceps brachialis. Hold on. Yes. Something here. So this is the triceps, and here's the biceps. And brachial. Yeah, so biceps brachial. So the biceps, like it's under it from this view, and the triceps would be behind it there. So there's even biceps brachial, there's a brachial. Okay, so I didn't know this brachial, and brachyradialis. Okay, so this is another important muscle that is usually very stylized, used for stylization, right? So Oh, brachialis, yeah. Biceps brachii is actually the... Okay, now I'm confused but with all those different names. But it basically, yeah, biceps, we can generalize like biceps, triceps, and brachialis in the middle. Um, yeah, I think I was telling wrong. So it's not biceps brachialis. Biceps brachii is the biceps, I think, and so brachiali. So it will be sort of maybe here the triceps appears more. So those fibers. So yeah, but the brachiali maybe appear on the top. So it doesn't matter. So here we have the, and here we would have probably some appearance of, no, not so much here, because here would be these radiobrachialis, which tends to, yeah, it sort of grows from the joint of the elbow, but from the brachialis, and then it sort of tend to reach the thumb, so it gets a twisting. Então eu estava confundindo o braquial com o bíceps braquial. Bíceps brachii é o nome do bíceps, aparentemente. Mas não importa. É bíceps braquial e tríceps, ou eles têm uma certa sequência. Pode ter outros músculos ali menos importantes ou não tão famosos. Então é bom saber isso. E aqui teria o radiobrachialis, que é famoso nas estilizações de personagem. Então ele geralmente começa a partir do braquial, eu acho, do meio do braquial, e ele faz um twist, ele dá uma virada assim, mas pelo lado da frente, né? Então ele faz algo tipo assim, e ele tende a encontrar com o polegar. So now yeah, so the radiobrachialis here probably won't appear too much, maybe just here, I'm not sure, but yeah, I guess yes. And so because now the thumb is on the other side, porque o polegar tá do outro lado aqui, então outros músculos aqui relacionados à mão, aos dedos, as falanges poderiam estar mais aparentes, mas eu não vou lidar com isso agora. Aqui é mais o perfil. Então essa parte não ficou muito legal. So here this part ended up not being so good, but we'll get at least some approximation, and that's enough, because, well, we don't need to model too much here in this character like this. So that's, it looks slightly exaggerated, right? So let's look at this front. Let's augment the opacity. Oh, I see what happened. So these forearms start to grow up. Okay, let's go back here. Very dangerous to do that. So be on the right layer, tem que estar no bom layer para desenhar isso aqui. O bom layer o layer correto da parte que a gente está trabalhando. So here, so this can be like that. Okay, now it's less worse. Agora está pouco menos pior. E so here it's too strong, I need to reduce. Don't forget to get back then. Não esqueça de voltar depois pro... E aqui eu não preciso realmente... I don't need to go... Sorry, I'm getting... I have a tissue near the mouse, and whenever I move my arm, now it's falling in the ground. Eu tenho tecido ali para apoiar o pulso do mouse, né? Eu não tenho uma... E aí, porque o mouse dá um monte de lesão se a pessoa ficar usando demais e sem nenhum sistema inteligente, ergonômico. So here, yeah, here's the same problem, so we don't have good setup here. We just simplify that. Okay, so that would be a back view. Yeah, the hand here is gigantic in relation to the other, doesn't matter. I think this is good enough. Oh, there's the hair. Okay, good opportunity here. So for something that we can work here. So maybe these hair strands aqui é uma boa oportunidade para talvez trabalhar um pouco melhor o penteado, né? Que para mim não está muito claro como é que vai ser. Tem essa linha aqui. Será que o penteado vai só até aqui? Talvez, né? Então dá para fazer algo assim. E aproximadamente, e daí so for the hairstyle, yeah, it's maybe something like that. It's not very clear, and then we can make some very simple thing here. I don't know. So this is the ponytail. So probably it gets some connection which is not clear where exactly. Oh, okay, so on the top of this, so near the top of the head, so it would be, yeah, maybe even more on top of that. So something like here would be the, and then from this we can, let me save, we could probably yeah, so this will grow back until it reaches some, okay, it will reach where it reach something like below the breast, so embaixo dos seios. Então talvez tipo algo aqui, né? Mas está muito confuso aqui. It's very confusing here to see, but let's try to reinforce one side here so we get an idea, right? So the ponytail from a back view. Not that we need this, because yeah, we can look from here and from the front. So that's enough for the back view. So this is ready. Then what we can try to do, agora o que a gente pode tentar fazer é uma visão de 3/4 negativa. So this is really optional. This is the last thing that we would do in a 2D model sheet. No, there is even worse than that. For like a top view or an inferior view, like total top and total bottom. That would be like, it's not for humans, right? We can do, but it could be interesting to analyze the character, or some sort of, I don't know, maybe there are some interesting orthogonal visions from the top that there's not directly from the top, but from the some more angular. So I'm not sure, but this could be useful for character designing, right? Adapting 2D to 3D e vice versa. Então pode ser que talvez pudesse ter uma visão ortogonal, não totalmente do topo, que parece quase inútil, né? Para adaptação também, imagina, pior ainda, totalmente de baixo. Não parece ser muito útil, mas quem sabe alguma visão meio diagonal, mas ortogonal vista de cima, talvez num ângulo de 45 graus. Então isso poderia ser interessante por causa das feições do rosto para adaptação. Eu não vou usar nada assim, eu não conheço essas outras, parece confuso, né? Porque model sheet já pode ser super chato de fazer. Então, what I like is this thing. So, Homer Simpson's model sheet. Yeah, this is the best image in the internet for model sheet. This is the it's maybe not the best, but it's one of the greatest. Look at this. Look at this marvel of technology. Yeah, this is technology, folks. Isso aqui é tecnologia, né, rapaziada? Aqui. Visão frontal, front view, side view, né, profile, 3/4 rear. Aquilo que eu estava falando, what I was talking about, what we are going to do now. Rear view, we made a back view, a gente fez isso aqui agora. 3/4 view, mas o corpo inteiro, we just did for the heads. You see how important it can be for the cartoony stuff, right? This is for the animators, right? The 2D animators of Simpsons. The artist did in the beginning the character design, animators, animation director. Now, whoever knows how to draw perfectly the Homer Simpsons, the characters on those poses, 3-dimensional, they confectionate it. So you see this, this is very difficult to draw often, because usually we start drawing stuff like that, but we seldom get to draw, yeah, you see. So usually we draw in something close to a 3/4 view character on profiles, and yeah, and sometimes that, but we are not often very inclined to draw that. I mean often artists that start drawing characters with expressive characters, because there's a tendency of showing the face, the expression, but there are shots that we need to show this. So this can be very tricky, very tricky, depending on the stylized style. Anatomically is also, in terms of human figure, it's also challenging anyways if we're drawing. So it's a good idea to have to be able to draw a character on a wide and all, from all direction or all points of view, right, folks? But then there is foreshortening, there are stylization, there are camera distortions, the perspective distortions that are voluntary, and all of that plays a role in the final result. So this is infinite possibility virtually of drawing. And so but for model sheet, whatever, we can play we can play with some stuff here. Alright, folks, so this is a very good model sheet, and here we can see this this concept that I was talking about. Best drawing, model sheet drawing online ever. Of course, there's not the top view, note, right? Not top and bottom view here for this character. At least I haven't found, but there should be something at some point, or maybe something more from the top. Okay, let's try this just so top view. Yeah, this is it. Okay, maybe not that. Model sheet character top view. Is there anyone crazy enough to do a human character, of course, to do a model sheet that includes the... Okay, so look at this. Some foreshortening from the top, I guess. That is interesting. So this is what I was talking about. This can be valuable. I never tried that on model sheet, but think about this, could be very nice. So there's to be some structure, right? They have a front, so this is still orthogonal, folks, if we want. Yes, 3/4 and a side. The side seems a bit bizarre in my opinion, so it's not really alright, folks, let's go back. Enough playing here. Let's go to the to our Blender, and here we want to make a negative 3/4 view. A gente vai fazer uma visão de 3/4 negativos, ou rear 3/4, ou visão de 3/4 traseira. 1, 2, 3. I know by heart. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So é só 1, 2, 3. De qualquer um dos lados. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy. So here we need to do a little thing here. This is too overwhelming, and this also maybe it's a bit too overwhelming. So let's try to see thickness. Yeah, let's leave the thickness like that. So here will be a bit challenging, very confusing. Let's start with perhaps what will be easier. Let's try first to get something like, I think I was approximating from the front view instead of the side view. I'm not totally sure, but so let's try to use this as a pattern. So here, that means would have the ponytail. Yeah, so somewhere like, yeah, so it will be like getting across here, I guess, sort of here, yeah. Alright, so this is a good proposition, very simple, but yeah, it's not really necessary, but okay, start. If I had this hair of this character already better designed, it would be better to solve these things, right? Se eu tivesse já feito direito o character design do cabelo dessa personagem em particular, não estaria tão bagunçado aqui. Então o cabelo, eu não tô, tirando o ponytail e só a orientação das mechas, alguma coisa assim, eu não estou dando muita atenção. So I'm not paying too much attention to this. I fail to understand. Okay, what's happening here? Oh, I see. So here the side view of the ear, you see it's here. Yes, I think it's here. And then it needs to go like here somewhat, needs to reach that pose. So let's try to get this, but it must be perhaps seen from, yeah, it like probably something like that, right folks? So here we got the neck. Yeah, the neck, maybe it starts to look from, oh, I see, this is a bit more complicated. Hold on. Oh, I've lost the, okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so in principle, the neck will tend to do this kind of rotation. It start to get here because here's the front of the character. So very important here perhaps to start to sketch some, right, some of the main features of the character, because it's a 3/4, right? So let's start to get right back to some. So here you see the breast, so maybe the breast is still seen from behind, but here we got, so it would be something like that. So the breast, o seio estaria aqui, ainda visto meio de lateral, mas por trás, então pode ter algo aqui, então ele está meio escondido, e here we maybe don't see that part totally. We see that here is the original back view, so it starts to get, so here we see the buttocks, aqui a gente vê as nádegas, e I'm trying to adapt more close to the, yeah, it needs to be an in-between, so it's I'm not sure what I used before, so this can be critical. And here eu não sei exatamente qual é a lógica que eu usei antes, então isso pode ser meio crítico. And here there will be a lot of foreshortening, so here really not required, but yeah, I know how to draw this, so basically no big deal here. We don't care about this, but if that would make something like that, right folks? And so same here, so if we were to draw here, we got a lot of foreshortening for, and it's orthogonal, so there's no worse than this is not perspective, so this is even more difficult because there's no, yeah, the perspective is maddening, so it's like there won't be like giant hand here, very, it's like the fingers will stack like that, aligned. It's kind of bizarre, right? Orthogonal, right? So be something like that, folks. Seria algo assim. Então, so we don't care much about this because we're not gonna use this for modeling, right? It's just for understanding the general drawing here. So let's try to remake that. So here I'm not sure if I make these appear more like this profile or more like this profile, so anything in between should be more or less the right idea, but this is difficult. We need to find what would be more adequate. So here, because here's the line in the middle, right? And so maybe we could get something like that. Here maybe we can make this shape here. Yeah, so, and here maybe, yeah, actually maybe we get this, and here that probably meets here. So I think this is back, yeah. So let's try here instead, so there will be something like that. And here we, same thing will happen to the buttocks and to the other features. They will gonna get somewhat, yeah. So this is very it's a bit confusing there, so, but we got the idea. We, by having those rough sketches, some artists are better at this, certainly. I don't care. I just know that I understand what I'm doing. So it's maybe not perfect, not ideal for like, we can improve this. Yeah, if I cleaned up everything and revised, I'll spend maybe few more hours doing this. It's also because of the key of doing it in the computer, right? So it's not very, it's difficult with but if we check here, you see basically we got a good shape overall, not too different from right, so some not some a bit chaotic lines, but we got the generic idea of the shape of the human figure. So it's like, it is working, folks. It's not like this is not accurate. This is quite accurate. It's just not super cleaned up, super accurate, but that's more or less what we would get analytically. The worst thing on this actually is the hair. This hair strand. Ignore the hair strands here. We are just, so here we can try to, yeah. So in my opinion, the least valuable information here is this hair strand. So just ignore this. And here we got from the back. What happened to? I'm missing something. I'm missing the side, of course. Okay, so here, now it gets interesting. So here is the biggest challenge for the face. We need to try to match the side with this. So it's like the front three quarters. So this is, so the nose, we don't see the nose on a back view, but we can take reference from a front view for a while. So the nose would be here, right? So that means that the nose must travel all the way, and it won't curve to make this travel. O nariz é o mais difícil aqui porque ele não vai fazer essa curva porque isso é ortogonal. We are just straight. There's no thing like that for the head, right? The drawing of the head. There's no thing like that unless the character is looking up or down, or our camera would be. It's not the case. Our camera is straight. Tá bem na altura, na nossa câmera tá bem ortogonal, então não tem isso de ver de cima e de lado. Então, na verdade, o nariz ele tá navegando, é como se a cabeça estivesse rotacionando mecanicamente, sem nenhum balanço nem nada, é só reto, só que o que é totalmente artificial, de certo modo, mas para movimentos naturais, mas aqui é o que está acontecendo. Então a gente tem que meio que pegar esse perfil da cabeça circular, depois o perfil de, yeah. So now so the nose here maybe should be, I don't know, maybe here if you want to exaggerate. So yeah, let's exaggerate a little. So here, like so the chin, where's the chin for the, okay, so you see the chin here, it's a bit displaced. This chin seems to be lower, so that will reach somewhere like, oh, I see. So it can perhaps, We can even find the other cheek on the other side maybe. So for the head here, yeah, remember there is this, I drew this thing. So here it could be relevant because now we know what it would be growing. Oops. Here, so it will protrude from this more as she rotates. So you see the skull here. So this is a deformation, right? No, not deformation. The real skull would have this thing. So we have here this protrusion, but it's stylized, of course. So we'll get this protrusion. This skull maybe can go a bit lower here. Yes. So maybe the ear. No, the ear other side. Maybe it's we won't see. Yeah, it's too. Here's the ear on the front. A orelha da frente, a orelha de trás talvez estaria entre aqui e aqui. Não sei se dá para entender, mas ela aparecia por aqui. Então ela vai sumir. It won't show here. And here, this is difficult strokes here, character design wise, but maybe we can have this. Yeah, maybe this will not show. So this is complicated even for me now. Here we have this jaw line that could be interesting, so I can at least draw something about this. So this is too much, but yeah, and here we have to decide, right? This is part is different. Should I show the nose or not? Probably not in this case, but because it's just a test, we can probably get some thing about the nose. And then here we could start to show perhaps some feature about the eye. Yes, maybe. And the how do you say, so the eye will be very laterally, but here maybe we can, so you see this volume here, the eye would be, perhaps you can see the eye from here, very lateral. So here you see she is looking forward, so we can have, and here a sobrancelha, the eyebrow, and so here hair strand, which is also in front, and more hair, which is go back. So that will, it's a bit bizarre. Maybe this could be more protruded here, but then the side view, now you see the side view doesn't look like that is good enough protrusion. All right, we can maybe let me make a mark here. Yeah, let me make a mark here. Yeah, it could be beneficial. Maybe I can do more of that, so that would help. So you see, I wouldn't have found this if I wasn't trying to draw a 3/4 view. So actually a negative 3/4 view. Eu não teria percebido talvez um problema de character design adaptativo se eu não tivesse agora, por exemplo, tentando fazer uma visão de 3/4, aliás, uma visão de 3/4 negativa. So interesting. So let's see just the design here. Oh, eu desenhei a coisa inteira em 3/4, sendo que na verdade era só para desenhar a parte. Okay, whatever. So folks, we got a lot of, this is the random drawing, which is not good, but it shows something. Okay, so now, alright, get that. Let's delete this thing. This is the older version when I draw this front side. Didn't I delete this? Okay, front, side, back, 3/4. Oh, I deleted the negative, then back. My bad. There you go. Ok, eu deletei por acaso. So, then attentions here. Então, para começar a mudar, a gente vai usar só esses dois. Feel free if you're better at sculpting. I'm better at 3D modeling, so I won't use sculpting mode at all here. Probably not. I don't have enough practice of it to make it valuable. And my way of modeling, I don't do retopology, also because why don't I do sculpting? Then I also usually don't work with retopology for these characters. I do retopo modeling all in one. Eu não costumo geralmente fazer retopologia, eu faço modelagem e topologia meio que ao mesmo simultaneamente. So here we can save here. Let's save and let's maintain this as a backup, and let's save this 01. Now let's start to go to the modeling part. So I know there are a lot of tutorials about that, but you know, each character is a different challenge. So cada personagem é diferente, então cada é um desafio diferente. Então, mesmo que tenham muitos tutoriais online sobre isso, criação de personagens, desde a modelagem ao model sheet, eu estou fazendo aqui essa live porque isso é muito interessante, ainda mais é um caso de adaptação estilística de 2D para 3D e não é trivial, E até hoje, depois de mais de 2 anos tentando, eu ainda não consigo fazer algo. Ainda tem muito trabalho mas já, sim, cheguei em resultados aceitáveis, interessantes, inesperadamente interessantes, mas o desafio é real, dependendo do estilo, dependendo do artista. Então, são linguagens muito diferentes e eu estou tentando ver o que dá para criar em 3D a partir do character design 2D. E o rigging disso ainda é mais complicado. Não é mais complicado, na verdade. Ele tem suas próprias complexidades e, claro, estão relacionados. So, folks, let's start modeling this thing. And should I keep those views here? Yeah, let's keep them for now. I think they would be useful. However, let's redo this splitting here. Então a gente vai só manter essa. Let's use the. So let's use the numpad here. Vamos usar o numpad aqui para regular o posicionamento e aí não fica mexendo o que eu não queria mexer. So this is annoying. So don't touch this with numpad. If we are patient enough to use the numpad, then we don't need to make those minute alignment problems. So here we start. Let's see the object we have in this scene. And hold on, folks. Just let me check something here. Yes. So I have in parallel my original character just as a backup safeguard, just in case I'm not sure of the certain mesh topology for certain region, because it can be complicated. I've not been modeling for like crazy, so I'm not. There are certain aspects that I may not be too familiar at the moment, or maybe I'm a bit rusty. So we start with, let's see. Okay, we have a cube. Why this cube is here? Let's delete this. We have an armature. What this armature is doing here? Let's delete this. So the collection. Why do you have this collection? Also delete. Can we delete that? No. Scene collection. So we start from here. Vamos começar por aqui. We're going to add a mesh cube, and let's start with. Should we use? Yes. Probably it would be good to have a subdivision surface because of the. Vamos começar com um subdivision surface modifier, só porque vai agilizar, talvez só no círculo aqui da cabeça, e aqui seria bom ter uma certa precisão, não é? Nah, this is not important because we're gonna change these vertices anyway, so yeah, provide it's symmetric, and we're gonna guarantee that this is the case. We don't need that for now, so we're gonna, usually I prefer to use the mirror at the center, so faces, oh, wrong, so faces, then okay, there's a hole here, and this we can already apply. Yeah, okay, so why I'm doing this? Because, okay, here I have a mesh that is already eu fiz isso porque aí eu já tenho uma malha que está com esse efeito aqui, e isso é o princípio. Mas agora eu vou pegar essa malha de novo e eu vou tentar trabalhar em cima dela. Claro que aqui eu posso criar de novo um... Eu devia ter duplicado o modificador. I should have duplicated the modifier before applying, so division surface. I'm not sure I want to keep this on in this mode, but what matters here is that for the so one thing that I hate is, of course, set cursor to origin and set origin to 3D cursor for now, and then let's also, yeah, I don't want to, yeah, so transforms, let's lock all these because I don't want to be able to move this thing. So can I, now that won't work, but okay, that be it. So now it is locked. I can't accidentally move it. I hate moving objects around. It creates a lot of problems. So here we I can start deform this thing, of course, but this is not the way I prefer to work. Here we can use the 3/4 view, but not yet. It's not yet the time for that. Some parts of the face here, they start to interfere, right? So what I'm gonna do is start to, yeah, so I'm gonna try to start making the jaw stuff, right? And and try to see what we, yeah, this will be better to work with this X-ray. So here you see already deforming the shape. So oh, I'm using the wrong annotations. Sorry, folks. Estou usando as anotações erradas, eu acho. Porque eu tinha certeza que eu tinha feito umas marcações aqui. Será que eu fiz aqui? Ué. Alright, so I can't find where I did some marks on the back of the head. Maybe I lost that, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I've clearly, maybe I was drawing in, no, so anyways, that's okay. Maybe we just exaggerate a little more here, why not? And here we see, this is not the skull, this is the scalp. Aqui é o couro cabeludo, não é o... Não, não é o couro cabeludo, é o... isso aqui é o cabelo. And so here we can even decentralize here. Here we should be careful about... Yeah, so the forehead. Here, let's try to mark some places. And here maybe we can bring this back. And here we see this probably should go like here. Maybe this is too much, so let's try not to exaggerate that this way. And here we need some subdivisions, otherwise there's no way to continue working here. Aqui a gente vai precisar de umas subdivisões, então não tem como continuar trabalhando com isso. E aqui também essa área vai ser horrível, a gente não tem como trabalhar com essa tipo de face, então eu vou ter que necessariamente começar a fazer uma retopologia especial aqui. E aqui também, essas faces só vão atrapalhar. So these faces, in my opinion, they will just get... okay, so I forgot the numpad, so whatever, doesn't matter, we continue anyway. I just want some vision here, just in case. Here, this is taking too much space. So here, what we're gonna try to do... Yeah, so those faces are in front, so they'll be interfering. Let's try to hide what is behind here just for a moment. We don't need that. So here I'm going to, yes, fundamental. We don't have a mirror modifier for that yet. So sorry folks, this is like even preceding subdivision. So surface modifier. So what we want here is the, yeah, let's use with this. And then I want the clipping, and then I'll want to make sure that this face loop is snapped. Yeah, it's snapped to the center. That's great. So now let's hide these things once again. And now we can try to extrude. Yeah, let's start making, for example, the nose ridge. Vamos fazer a ponte do nariz, seria a parte, o topo do nariz, que é bem estilizado. So we can start, for example, we cannot start exactly from, so we can start by duplicating this. For some reason it's not working. No. Let's use... Ok, só estou criando dois vértices, não importa como fazer isso. So here probably we're gonna make them like sort of here. So what we want here is to make a face, right? A face that will grow from here. So because it is snapping, so of course it needs to be there. Okay, so I'm not sure what is the orientation of the faces though, so okay, so this is inverted, so let's just Alt F, no, how this invert, flip normal, so Shift N, Control Shift N, no, the Control Shift N is my shortcut for, I believe it's just my shortcut for enabling these overlays of the face orientation. To flip normals though is like just Alt N, flip, recalculate outside, Shift N, well, but it's not, so just Alt N, no, flip, just flip, and there we go. So here could be good to use proportional editing maybe. So here we get this loop all around the eye, but yeah, from the views here this will be annoying, right? So we don't need to work from this all the time. We can use from a straight 3D view. It could be much more organic, and then we start to take care about the more details, right? So I don't want exactly to be on the edge. Então, eu não quero estar exatamente no limite dos olhos, né? No contorno dos olhos quando eles estão abertos. Eu quero só ter essa topologia de malha em volta esse loop, esse face loop em volta do olho. Yeah, so I just want the face loop. So here we see they are starting to have some trouble. We'll try to deal with that later. So right now let's continue our work here. Here we can have some stylization where it can be, yes, it could be a sharp angle in this, a sharper angle, but not too sharp. Ali pode ser um ângulo, uma curva mais aguda, né? Um ângulo mais agudo, não tem problema. And so here, how we end up this part in the middle can be challenging. Aqui pode ser desafiante, como é que a gente vai resolver essa parte. So you see, basically, yeah, there are some issues here. Let's try to solve this. Here it will be good to look at where this should go. So maybe we can go up here. We saw that, so just move with Y should help. We see that this is not smooth, so we can enable the smooth and just use the gizmo here, and that should help. Maybe it doesn't help. So here we can probably just, yeah, because here we need to work all together, right? So all dimensions we must be aware, but we can work analytically and then go organic. I'm trying to do everything a bit more simultaneously. So here my mistake is that I made those things go too far. Aqui o meu erro foi que eu simplesmente fiz essas formas aqui e ficaram muito atrás. Eu não vi que elas estavam ficando atrás, então I didn't saw that they were getting behind so much, so maybe we have, yeah, so that's why we got this result. From a side view, you will require to have more vision of what's happening. So you see the eye from the side, which can be actually a mistake in character designing. Maybe the eye from the side shouldn't be too, yeah, so here is start already to see that perhaps there are some inconsistencies in the 2D character design. I scratched it right without too much attention to this detail, so I'll find it later. It's like I can never get these shapes right on the first time, so that's okay. I'm not gonna die because of it. It's just that I'm so used to drawing these stylized characters in 2D without any regard to 3D adaptation that, well, whenever I draw them, it's just difficult to not make impossible 3D-ish character designs. So you have to be fixing that as we progress in 3D adaptation, for example, or a model sheet. But it's better with on a 3D software you can see what happens. So here we see that there are some. Aqui a gente pode ver que vai ser pouquinho difícil. Eu posso smoother isso aqui, claro. We can smooth this out. Maybe there are just too many faces here, subdivisions, but at least it looks okay. So we can try to connect the middle part here. Let's see if the profile is good. It looks okay, except that here maybe we need to push this back. So here we can, yeah, we can extrude this whole face, why not? And then another, maybe we can remember this one is snapping. Esse aqui tá snapeando, esse aqui tá snapeando. Esse aqui já é para dentro, né? This one is here, right? So here you see that the eye is very close to the center. Aqui dá para ver que o olho é bem próximo do centro. Então eu não posso ocupar muito espaço aqui para essa primeira. Isso aqui tem que ser mais estreito. This one needs to be can't occupy much space. Here it's good to have more subdivisions because of this curved shape. Aqui seria bom ter mais subdivisões para poder acompanhar essa curva, né? Então essa é algo importante aqui. E isso aqui, essa curva que eu fiz, provavelmente não está legal, então so we can have also this curving like that. This seems to be okay, and of course smoothing out helps a lot usually. And so here we can perhaps extrude here we're not gonna care yet about the head thing, but yeah, we can perhaps make why not, we can try that, and just to connect this, to start making this connection here, then we start to adapt here. Maybe this should go here, and the way the topology will arrange itself around all this is very, there are many ways to do that correctly, so it's not like there's only one way, so it's a bit artistic choices also, but some things must be adequate regarding the face loops. Então, não é como se tivesse um único jeito de resolver essa topologia de malha, tem várias coisas que vão funcionar normalmente, mas o que é importante é que no final as face loops sejam de acordo com algum flow que vai fazer sentido para as expressões faciais ou para o rigging, né? E isso às vezes não é muito claro até começar até perceber algum problema que talvez seja gerado por uma má escolha. Então, existem muitos padrões, né? There exist many patterns, so it's not like we cannot follow those models, right? Some of patterns that usually work, and they are good choices, but really there's not like only one choice. There are many possibilities, and so it remains sort of artistic. I don't like too much this what's going here, so maybe I just need to get here. Sometimes using the mouse is better, so I think I wasn't às vezes usar o mouse é até melhor. Eu acho que eu agora vou começar a usar o mouse de novo. Here we see that there are some doubts in the character design because it's a bit it's a bit rough, and so it's difficult even for me to be sure what will be the correct curves, but we are getting to something that could work. Here perhaps we can, yeah, so this is okay. So for the so we'll start to shape one of the most difficult thing for this character design, which is this the face, right? How this muzzle thing will develop and the eyes. There are many things that are very critical and sort of complicated to adapt in this type of character design. The eyes are too big and they take too much place on the face, and so this cannot be perhaps go back so much. So probably you see the ear is here, so maybe this has gone a bit too far, and so and I wasn't paying attention. So let's try to, here I just want the connected only, so maybe this by the way, this is still not the eye, but even though if this is not the eye, this also should yeah, it should take care from there already. And here I probably need to, yeah, I can smooth out this, and ainda não é o olho ali, né? Então aqui a topologia de malha parece estar meio ruim, então eu tenho provavelmente que encontrar um jeito de tornar isso mais circular. The best way now would be to go directly, I think, in the circle of the eye, so I can probably get something. We can start with just like that, right? So here it's like very analytical. I'm just taking the front, and this is very bad. That works, but it will require a lot of solution. So here the idea, because of some rig thing, it will be good that the amount of there would be, so there are 2 edges on the side and 2 on the outer side. So okay, we can take this as a reference. We could simplify, but here we have 4 for now, and it will be good that we have 4 here. So what I'm gonna do is subdivide. Então é bom que tenha uma certa simetria aqui em relação à quantidade de vértices, por causa da questão do rig, and notably because of the question of the rig, and because here actually what we have is that yeah, because of the eyelids, por causa das pálpebras, então essa parte aqui vai ser bem importante. So here we see that everything there got wrong, right? So let's try to solve this here. I don't have an indicator of the side here, eu não tenho indicadores de que isso aqui é a lateral, mas vai ficar meio que no olhômetro por enquanto. We are going to just have to memorize that these two are for the sides, not too difficult actually. There are some geometric, yeah, we don't need to count it too much, it's just that we see how the eye is shaped, right folks? So here we can try to bring that on like that. So now that we have this, we can just try to extrude this outwards. We could also extrude inwards. What? Extrude. Okay, I canceled the extrude, so I need to ES. There we go. So I'm extruding outwards because I'm not caring about the middle of the eye yet. Eu estou extrudindo para fora e não para dentro porque eu ainda não estou preocupado com fazer os olhos. Então os olhos eu posso fazer depois, eu quero antes ajeitar essas formas. Então aqui alguma coisa muito estranha está acontecendo, acho que tem um problema de faces extras aqui. Acho que tem uma extrusão extra, vou deletar. Okay, apparently I had an extra extrusion, very bad. Maybe there's still other things like that, I'm not sure, but in the worst case scenario, just get a merge by distance, and apparently, I don't know, I think nothing got merged, but if there was, shouldn't be a problem. So here we can continue here, and this proportional editing, sometimes we need to turn it on, sometimes turn it off. Of course this here we see there's some terrible thing going on. What happened there? Parece que tem uma... Apparently there's something very wrong here. Okay, got it. So some extremely confusing shape there in 3D, but there we go. So here we can we're starting to get some, yeah, so this will be literally we need more vision here of the character design, otherwise it's not possible to visualize what I wanted. So apparently yeah, this can go a little further away, yes, near the ear, so because there will be perhaps another face loop here that will go around the ear, and here that means that, yeah, we can probably expand the eye towards here. So currently how this is look, yeah, the eye is going to, yeah, so this part of the face is already being a problem, so let's just delete this face, it's useless. Vamos só deletar essa face aqui. Let's check if those things, yes. Then sure, this thing is bad, let's change this immediately. Aqui tá evidente que o olho tá afundado, né? Então dá pra, pelo menos para mim estava evidente. So we can probably curve those things out. We need to respect the shape, circular shape, right, that the eye Even the eye might not be a perfect sphere, and it won't be. Mesmo que ele não seja uma esfera perfeita, e não vai ser nesse caso, provavelmente, a gente tem que procurar respeitar essa circularidade. We need to try to respect this curve here, and sometimes it's not clear how it curves, so we just get some approximation that should be good enough for now. Just sinalizando que isso é fundamental for a next step. So at this point, even if it breaks the 3D model, sheet, that's okay, because now we are entering in more complex, the 3D language. So we need to adapt, even if the 2D model sheet isn't doing its job. We can always remake the 2D model sheet from a good result that we achieved in 3D, for example. Então, nesse ponto, se o model sheet 2D não estiver funcionando, a gente tem que adaptar, porque aí a gente já está entrando na dimensão da nova linguagem adaptativa, e aí é o model sheet que precisa se adaptar, e nada impede depois a gente retomar, quer dizer, a gente faz a adaptação no 3D, e nada impede também depois de refazer o model sheet em cima do modelo 3D e ver de fato quais são as adaptações que teriam sido necessárias. Isso pode ajudar a desenvolver conhecimento sobre o model sheet, o character design. Então isso é bem interessante. E aí começar a compreender na base do desenho o que faltou, né? Isso é muito interessante e complicado, né? Mas é um desafio, né, para quem trabalha com personagens muito estilizados que tem essas problemáticas. Isso é uma fonte de inspiração até entender como é que o próprio personagem é designado, né? So here maybe there are many problems. Let's see. We could push this eye more to here and here. Of course, the ideal condition would be to have a 3D viewport, or maybe even more than one, and then have a clear vision of the front and side views, right? So, então a ideia realmente para analisar isso seria ter pelo menos uma visão 3D e o resto ortográfico, tipo assim. E aí dá para ter, talvez, ver ao mesmo simultaneamente. Por exemplo, sei lá, vamos ver isso aqui. So for example, if I am working from here, right, or looking at it, okay, does it look good in 3D? Yeah, it looks good, but what about here? Okay, what if I do here? Does it adapt well to the front view here? Seems okay, to the limit of the eye. It looks good, more or less good on this point here. And what about in 3D? Yeah, looks acceptable. If I move here, you see this doesn't move, and vice versa. If I move on the X here, this doesn't move. So there is techniques to develop everything in some way that would, in the end, look adaptable. I don't think there is something that is like, oh, that can't be adapted in a creative way. No, I think that's bullshit. But of course, for the best results, there are things that are really more difficult, and that, oh, this is just, it becomes horrible. We can't do this way. Maybe we need to investigate, research more, and then there are solutions from rigging, especially from the angles. So we have this kind of camera keys and some, like, we can even use shape keys to adapt the shape according to the viewport or the camera view onto the character. So you can morph the face of the character according to the camera. It's very easy to set up this. I have some documentation on that in Blender Artist. Camera keys, there's some content on that. Yeah, there could be more advanced ways, but I've never done in practice. I just made experimentally, and I saw, oh, that That works smooth, that's fine, but apparently it works fine. So yeah, there will be the diagonals. I'm not sure right now, but I think even those, they were fine. So it's like driving or bone constraints, yeah, driving morphs because of the yeah, according to camera angle, it's relative. Então tem uma técnica que usavam que é camera keys, e aí tu consegue, de acordo com o character design, a posição da câmera em relação à orientação da cabeça, tu cria morphs com shape keys que vão deformar a cabeça de acordo com o character design, a posição do ângulo da câmera, do ponto de vista da câmera em relação à cabeça. Então isso é bem maluco. It's a Japanese studio that I think started to do technique on that long feature film animation, Bell. Tem um longa-metragem de animação japonês que eles parece que usaram isso, uma ferramenta, criaram uma tecnologia assim, e no Blender dá para reproduzir. É bem simples, pelo menos uma versão uma versão simples, é uma ideia genial. It's a genius idea, and yeah, and it can solve critical character design adaptation problems, even though the original character designs don't match. So that's why I mean, in the sense that yeah, it is possible to adapt, but yeah, if it's a lot of work too, right, and investigation, and if we have the proper guide since the start, then there's no problem. Yes, so we're gonna sort of good the eyes already, although there are still things that I'll have to develop here better, but in principle this is working. Então em princípio os olhos aqui estão ficando bons, as orientações espaciais, tudo, mas ainda falta um tanto de coisa. Eu acho que tem coisas que talvez ainda... Então se eu ficar mexendo aqui, talvez nunca vai dar certo. Eu tenho que partir para uma próxima etapa para ter melhor noção do que está acontecendo aqui. So, yeah, aqui parece ainda está muito achatado, né? Alinhado diagonalmente. Então isso aqui é um problema que ainda talvez eu tenha que corrigir na própria formato da cabeça. So here, maybe it's a bit flattened in this diagonal. This is something that I probably need to revise. Usually I need to do this more curvy, so the eyes are more pointing forward than anything else. So this is probably something that I'm missing right now. Let's try to get this to... Let's try to work on that slightly. So maybe we can expand this thing. No, not that. Just this. Oh, it's proportional posing. Okay, so let's try to expand this. Here we could already try to connect, right? We can make subdivisions later. Aqui dá para conectar, né? Fazer a ponte aqui. Mas we can try to dissolve this, because de qualquer jeito vai ter o subdivision surface modifier. So let's merge at last. So here we apparently lack something, so let's dissolve for now. Estamos simplificando só para... Here usually this is better looping. So here, for example, I don't remember what is the proper mesh topology that not the proper, the one that I've used at center. Here maybe we don't need that. Dissolve edge, so not need that need for now. Não precisa de agora, né? Para agora. We can dissolve this. Merge at center. Merge at center. Aqui eu estou mergeando ao centro porque para criar uma mistura aqui. So here maybe this part is a bit complicated. Let's see. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We could give these materials different... Yeah, we can give these different materials. Let's try something, folks. So these will be the sides. Isso aqui seriam os lados. Vamos só criar umas cores simples, né? Então, new. Give me some material here. So here we can get perhaps some, yeah, and material. Then let's get here some, yeah, let's bring that. Vamos colocar aqui, sei lá, e depois, faltou isso aqui, faltou. Ok, material 1, aqui pode ser um material 2. Alright, so this is very arbitrary, it doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to be aesthetically great here, so let's try. So these two could be the side, so this would be nice. Then this could be the top, and this could be the bottom. Okay, so we see some regularity here, and then we see that perhaps this should join here at last in this time. Let's see how this is working. Yeah, this is bad, so we can try to move that way. Here we see that this for the nose is not doing well. Que a gente pode ver que eu não fiz ainda essa ponta do nariz, então vamos tentar fazer sem o proportional editing. Vamos trazer direto isso para cá e depois para cá. The nose here can be very challenging to get a good an ideal mesh topology, but we are not caring too much about that, so we're just gonna care about the profile more or less. And here probably this can go down, at least the, yeah, it's more or less like that. And so here this is interesting, so here we can try to match this muzzle part, and so here we see that we'll have some problems. The design is not very okay. Also we are dealing with problem with the subdivision surface modifier, so let's turn it off. Vamos desligar isso aqui porque ele está criando interferências, quando na verdade para lidar com isso, o character design, se a gente estiver usando subdivision modifier, a gente vai precisar talvez ficar usando essas min crease e ativar activate use crease, yes, and maybe all let's reduce this. And yeah, so we're not on this level yet. I mean, I'm not on this stage yet. We could use from now, but yeah, I decided to simplify the workflow for now. If later I decide to maintain the subdivision modifier for this modeling process, then yes, we can play with that. So here we can dissolve this for now, and we can merge at last here because we want to preserve. Oh, we got a problem here. So basically if we gonna keep this, if we wanna keep this face loop, we'll have to, yeah, so here the idea would be the following, folks. Aqui aparentemente teve uma conexão errada. Eu vou fazer isso aqui, vou manter essa face aqui. Provavelmente aqui vai precisar de mais subdivisão, né? Mas aqui eu já estou conectando. Eu já estou na fase avançada, né, da retopologia em algum sentido. I'm in some sort in a more advanced part of retopology here. In the sense that these connections usually some of the last things that we're doing, but I'm mixing up the things. I have some familiarity with this, so it's puzzling and it's sort of funny, so sometimes it's funny. And what is that? So apparently we got some thing here that we can perhaps just cut this out. Yeah. Oh, I see what I see. So here essa parte aqui é bem complicada nesse character design. This part is a bit complicated in this character design because it's like the muzzle and we need space here at the same time for the eyes expressions, but the cheek, it has some like a heel here, it heels up and this is somewhat difficult to figure out, especially after in rigging. So I have been trying to improve that part and I'm not sure yet. I was partially successful in certain circumstances and sometimes not. Aqui eu acho que eu vou juntar isso. Here I'm gonna merge that. Here we can smooth this out, and so we are getting an eye hole for the eye, which we're not gonna do yet. So what we can do, however, we can start to extrude what would be the, we can start to sort of try to extrude some shape for the eyelids. So actually this would be eyelids mesh already, and I'm gonna give it a special color. So let's give it some more skin color, something like, yeah, can give it something like that. Wrong thing that we did again. So here, let's get back this color, alright, just to get it distinguished. And here, this binocular thing, let's just give it another special color. Something like this maybe. No, too deep, so something lighter, something like that, just a differentiation that looks good. So as you see, we are far yet from the body part, but we are getting steady progress. So here we are concerned a lot about the topology of the muzzle. This part may be a little chaotic. It's difficult to make the connections here, not so much, but yeah, whatever. This areas here are can be particularly complicated. This area around the nose, there are many solutions to it, and I can consult my other, right, at any time. It will be better if I turned off the subdivision. It's ugly, but yeah, we see the mesh. So so here we have some face loops, and then these face loops, the face loop goes directly, is the eye, binocular eye, and then we see that this is no, this is a pole, 5-star pole, just as this, and then probably there would be a 5-star pole here. Now this is all looping around. Here's a, for some reason, a 5-star pole, because then there's the loop of the ear. So all this goes around, and apparently here no star pole until we reach the muzzle, that part here. So that's interesting here. Okay, so looping out near this, here no star pole, maybe some star pole in the head, no. So here, alright, so this goes up, so all this goes up, this goes to the side, yeah, somewhat to the side, this goes to the ear, this goes, yeah, to the center, you see I have a more subdivisions here. So and here this goes to the, yeah, so here this part is quite complicated. So see this muzzle thing, and it's not great here, I'd say it still works, but yeah. So this is from the nose bridge to the mouth, and here where's the, so the mouth loops start here and not anywhere else. This is not the mouth. So this, sometimes you have to accept this kind of face loops in some cases, and they just work, right? They are not interfering. So this I was testing, this apparently is a good idea. this stuff. So for the muzzle idea, so we have, and so this cross, I'm not necessarily going to do exactly that, right, because it's a different model, but yeah, so we got some ideas here, and we already see that what kind of challenge we are supposed to face. I forgot about the chin also. So the chin, yeah, the chin, it loops around, then allow or be behind the ear, and also then it has some face loops here that go straight down the body, and then here looping around the yeah, so this is arbitrary what it does, but the idea is that this will go down, right? So all spreading apart from the mouth, it doesn't really matter. We can change the mesh topology, the mesh density, but this is complicated because there are too many deforming areas to take care. So it can be dangerous, but we can probably create those, cut those things maybe behind the chin, so in an area like this that is sort of flat. It still will deform because of the chin motion, the maxillar, but it can be risky to change the topology in these areas, even though it's flat. I think here could be a candidate for changing, even on the point itself, because it should be stiff. On the neck, I suspect is not good because the neck has a lot of deforms on the rotations. Yeah, the neck could be risky. Maybe we can attempt something here, like, because here we can make overlap a lot of, in this feature here, maybe we can figure out ways to make the mesh end up there, edge loops, right, dying off there. So it's also plausible. So if we end up with a lot of edge loops going down in the center, yeah, we can have them finish off in that direction. But it's a bit dirty, I think, so I think this something here would be smart, but I'm not sure that it would work. It will be safe. So here, let's go back, and what we can do, try to do fast, because this chin, this part is driving me mad. So let's try to get something done here, right, folks? So I'm not gonna make a ear. So there's the back of the head, right? So we see that it is sort of working. Here we gonna try to connect. Yeah, so we probably need some, yeah, let's make a subdivision here so we can start building this, right? It's good to have more mesh on the forehead or below the forehead because of the expression of the character. So here also this is wrong. What I mean by that is that the eyes can deform, right? The eye holes, the shape of the eye holes, they can deform. Also, this is good. So not only these can make for great expressions, right, in 3D characters, cartoon 3D characters, realistic 3D characters. So we need to prepare this region here to have some good mesh topology and good mesh, yeah, to get them to deform properly. So it's important to not flatten this out, not be too hasty on flattening this stuff out, because we might need some lot of maybe more than what I have here, despite the fact that I have subdivision. Well, we can have subdivision surface modifier to improve these results. So it's not that we need a lot, but you get the idea. Just be aware that this can be an important part to solve sort of deform. So here, although you have this interesting face, it's probably junk, so it won't work for what we're doing. I think we need other directionings here. So here, for example, let's try to extrude this to the side. So this could go for the side of the head, so you can already perhaps try to to merge here, and of course there's a problem, so let's try to fix that by merging there. And we haven't secured the and here it would be probably, yeah, it's likely we'll have to have this kind of looping, because this is the continuation. It loops around and here loops around, so this good regularity to keep on meta. Here at this point we could consider doing something different, some split in the mesh geometry, so I'm not sure exactly. Maybe here we can perhaps do this, and then let's see. Yeah, so this can be interesting shape, right? And this sort of shape the cranial forehead, whatever this part. So flatten out this part of the side. So maybe now this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pole. If we connect this, so this can work. I think this might be a good idea, right? I expected this to go there, but now it goes up. That's fine. So this might be a good idea here. So you get all these faces here, big faces that to the side. For now we can make even edge loop that goes around here, so this sounds good. I'm a bit concerned about the ear here, because we better make some preparation, right? So let's try to, yeah, from the front view we don't have much insight, so let's try to build, usually I make the ear with very low topology here. Let's see, there is, so the shape of the, it has like in this case 1, 2, no, 1, 2, let's try to hide that. So it's like, yeah, this is hide, let's hide this too. Okay, so yeah, maybe there's too much here, but it helps because of the all the face. But we can do an hexagon, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is an heptagon, so why? So yeah, I prefer the idea of the hexagon, but it can vary. So here's because the eye has more requirement of face of, but we can make this die off here. This part is very simple to destroy, to collapse geometry. Around the ear is a good place to collapse geometry usually. We can try to attempt to make an hexagon or something. I even tried usually for very low poly a trigon, so but it starts to have problem with the ear unless I try to extrude. But then it's like the ear gets too much thin in center place, so it's not very good. So what I can do is perhaps that, right? So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have something that could work. So this is the back side on bottom, which can be large or sort of this shape. This is very very analytical, right? And then we can have so this is the point, then this going inwards, this can go inwards, so we have something like that. So that can work. So for example, if I extrude these faces out, I have already the structure for placing the ear, of course not here but somewhere like here. So at this point this face is probably unnecessary. Let's try to get it out of the way, and let's get here some, vamos pegar aqui, então aqui eu estou trabalhando com hexágono, mas muito deformado, né? E isso aqui acho que pode dar certo, essa abordagem. Eu preciso, no entanto, levar essa orelha para, essa base da orelha para algum lugar, tipo, So, onde é que tá a base do orelha? I'm not even sure where it is. I think it's... Oh, yeah, I see. So it's maybe somewhere like here, right? So yeah, something like here. And then if we get this, now there's a funny part. We can extrude here for now. Let's smooth this out. Then extrude again, only to the side, then start to reach it here. Then if we pick these, we can do something like that. Here I'm not decided how I'm gonna make, so this part we can probably move, I don't know. Okay, maybe this is a bad idea to do all these things, so why not something like that? And of course we need to, vamos ter que engordar ela aqui em cima. Let's fatten the ear at here, so this part is a bit difficult to get it right, but it's not, it depends on the face loop. So here we can get more face loops here to get more versatility of the shapes. And then how to finish this off, then geometry wise, so you can just this is depends on our strategy, so we can do that, that should be fine. And then we can make a pointy ear here if we want. Yes, so that looks, or not so pointy ear, so there it's good. Good to start with. You see the character design, we can probably get better results if we, yeah, maybe we need to adapt here, this, let's smooth this out. Here it's bad, aqui parece ruim, então vamos tentar mexer aqui. Essa parte aqui eu não sei porque ela tá, parece ter alguma coisa errada aqui saindo fora. Here looks like something is escaped from the pattern. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but okay. Then here we want this to go back, like, and now, okay, so of course we can't be modeling with this thing, a gente não pode ficar modelando com esse troço na frente, né, vai atrapalhar muito. Então what we do is just that we perhaps pick those face loops here, and this, and then what we do, let's give them some random color and let's hide the face. Então aqui não importa o que acontece lá, a gente vai continuar modelando por aqui. Então basically I think this is dedicated to the eye, so maybe there's a temptation to make this die off here. Okay, well, that can work, but what about this? Yeah, so you see the problem, there's too much big face here, so this is not a good idea. So that's why we must sometimes avoid certain ambitions. We need to respect the space, even if it means having to create the spacing, right? Even if that means, so I think that will be a bad idea. So right now I'm not sure how I'm gonna merge this part together, but we're gonna see. Of course it will depend on the rest of the mesh, right folks? So tá, ali eu não tinha certeza se como é que eu ia terminar misturando, mas é o tipo de situação que a gente quer fazer uma coisa que parece mais conveniente, mas na verdade ela tá, aquilo seria um erro provavelmente, porque aí eu estaria forçando, eu não teria, essa face estaria ficando errada, né? Não estaria ficando adequado. So here we can probably get these faces with the same color here. No, this color I think, yeah. So that they express that they are something like... so here I'm not sure if I should... It is likely I can connect this. Yeah, this sounds feasible. Aqui parece ok. E aqui eu vou ter problema porque se eu não encontrar uma outra solução, porque vai acontecer de novo alguma coisa, né? Então, mas aqui em algum momento eu vou ter que tomar uma atitude. Então, So here we might have to make a decision. This might not be good enough, but it can work. Yeah, it can. I think it can work, even though this really looks that it's a bit too. Yeah, so if this face goes closer here, maybe this is more acceptable, and then we can always do that, right? So yeah, I think this can work, but then we need to decide. So this will split, so this will go from one side direction and this from another direction. We could even have one that go in another direction, I'm not sure. And so here it would be probably adequate that we start here, for example, from the tip of the nose to extrude from all around the mouth. So I like this face loop. It is showing on many examples of face topology, human face, right? So this face is an exaggeration, so what I'm gonna do is only face. I want to maintain some reference here. This one no, but at least these ones. And so probably this, let's go move this apart. And so here what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna continue this. I make red. It's a face loop to remember. Gonna get it like this, then not forgetting this, and let's get it some strong red color, and then fazer uma cor vermelha para lembrar que isso aqui é importante. Daí vamos isso vai para baixo da boca, perto do queixo, não no queixo, mas próximo. So this will go close to the bottom of the mouth, not in the yeah, something like that, right? It's funny, but yeah, so we can have a subdivision here. Now, because the mouth of this character should be very expressive, it's anime based card, you know, those modern cartoon stuff, right? So I'm probably okay in making this larger. That should be okay. And then the muzzle thing, right? So of course this is not doing well, because as it gets towards here, we should probably also have to move it here, right? So yeah, something like here. So we need to make this in combination, right? So that is very important. And I'm not sure if this, so it looks like a clown mask, right? Clown mask, right? So it's interesting, but it's maybe it's not how it will end up this solution, but yeah, it starts to give an idea how that can work, right, folks? It's more or less accurate, although here for the bottom part, you see from the front view it doesn't seem that, it seems very close to the chin, but from this view, however, from the side view, of course, is because the character design of the chin is not exceeds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it exceeds in 1 centimeter. So this is a problem. I should try to fix it, or even maybe it's this one that is incorrect. We don't know. So anyways, it feels like that even that I should leave this to, because aqui o que está acontecendo é que o escorço, a perspectiva, the perspective, the foreshortening is giving us some illusion. And of course the annotations here is wrong, but, or here is wrong, I don't know. But yeah, so there is a fundamental perspective illusion here to think that this is close enough to the chin from here. So I am trusting that a good distance, slightly better approximation, even if this chin may be too much down, should be good. So we got this, and now we can, yeah, but I may be careful about this, because now this is too close to this line, and this is very important to demark the jaw. Aqui então eu tenho que tomar um pouco de cuidado porque já estava invadindo a área do que seria o maxilar, né, inferior, então não podia atropelar aqui, seguramente não. Ainda que essa linha eu posso ter que redesenhar, even though perhaps this line I might have to redesign. You see, so now the shape starts to form. We can probably move this forward because yeah, this is also difficult to figure out. So yeah, on this type of character design, the muzzle, right, I always have difficulty figuring this shape in 3D, so it is protruded, it needs to have this sort of quality, but here we need to do different because now the chin doesn't protrude the same way as some part here. These are really like bulging upwards, so here we might have to deal with more subdivisions. Yeah, here we are going to we don't have topology for that, so what we're gonna do, we are going to do this, and then we just delete this face. So here we can do as many we want, just to have backup, but just having one, it's okay, but we probably need to play with that. Aqui eu tô falando isso por segurança, provavelmente eu vou precisar de mais aqui dessas subdivisões para fazer loops melhores, aqui um indo para cá, um indo para lá, então essa área aqui é bem importante de definir. Essa parte aqui da bochecha pode ser bem delicado, na verdade, até também no rig. Então, pelo menos essa é a minha experiência com esse tipo de character design, que lembra meio que o Sonic. So here, at least in my experience, this would be some of the major problems, right, for this kind of character expression. So here, okay, let's play with a little more of that. So what else? Okay, so as we see, we haven't finished the ear because here the head is really, yeah, how will collapse all that? We can't collapse this in any ways, like, oh, let's do this. No, that's probably bad, right? So but then why this face is good? Why should I destroy it? Yeah, so a good reason to destroy that is simply because we want to connect face loops, right? So that's okay, that's acceptable. This gives more flow on the large face that can always pose trouble. So here maybe I make a subdivision here. This probably is not good enough, right? So let's try to get some improvements here. And yeah, so here we maybe can make this connection. This looks good. So what this does, so it comes from there, we can smooth this out, we can smooth this out, we can, this is dangerous to smooth in my rigs because of but we can do that right now. We don't have a eyelids rig yet, so that's fine. We haven't started any eyelids rig yet, so that should be okay to smooth out this way. So here, this part of the skull, even though it doesn't show much, yeah, it starts to look a bit weird. So let's try to make this thing a little more yeah, stylized. Probably we want to smooth this more. Must be attention not to lose the main reference of the skull, so tem que tomar cuidado para não perder as principais referências do crânio, né? Mas o crânio geralmente é simples. O que pode ser complicado às vezes se a gente está tentando limitar a topologia em algum lugar, e aí isso pode ser meio complicado. Yeah. Sometimes we are trying to collapse mesh topology and it can be puzzling, so otherwise the skull is relatively simple to solve, and the solution, I'm not very satisfied, for example, with the solution that I had on this character, this character here. Então não estou muito satisfeito com a solução que eu encontrei aqui, mas essa parte nunca vai aparecer em princípio, então this is horrible, but it doesn't matter, it collapses topology, so that's collapse geometry, so that's and it's avoid looping all around the body, which I hate. So that is an area that is dead end, right? So this can work like the poles. Então, se tiver solução melhor, claro, mais elegante, essa aí é bem, eu não direi tosca, só uma solução meio deselegante mesmo, sem muito esforço. Seria melhor ter uns loops malucos que vão pra cá, pra lá, mas aí é difícil, porque aqui talvez eu vou acabar tendo mais faces. Então, so here maybe I need to do something. So this is going around the head, so let's try to just do another like that. I'm not sure about this, but okay, let's try this then. So here dying topology, here too, here we got some, I don't recommend this kind of thing, like if you want to do that, because this area still can suffer. So let's continue like that and see if we have any other opportunity. We can create opportunity, right? But this is always the challenging of this mesh. So at least we have this face loop here, which is sort of kind of regular. So here you see, yeah, this doesn't loop like this one, so this is annoying, but at least we're starting to have some. So how to handle that? So here I'm a bit out of idea, but yeah, certainly there would be. So here, isn't there a way to collapse those things in a better way? Yeah, having those extra face here is really annoying. So because of the eye, right? So I dislike having this. So this is why I try to do something about it. But there I always lack stuff here to, like this, right on the side to. Oh, okay. So we can probably do that. So that also works. Because here near the center, so we could try, yeah, so we can, there's no need to do that here, right, because there's nothing. So here we can just get this here, and is there anything else we can do? Yeah, not that we need to do, we have a skull, right? Então não precisa fazer mais nada a princípio, mas só se eu quisesse, tipo, limitar alguns desses face loops que fazem isso aqui, né? Não é necessariamente ruim, mas pode atrapalhar às vezes para fazer uns smooths. Então, por exemplo, eu poderia simplesmente, ok, I'm not touching this, mas eu poderia fazer, por exemplo, isso aqui. I could do that so that. Okay, that I didn't get rid of that, but okay, no, this didn't solve anything actually, but okay, it's symmetric, maybe that's a bad idea. Then, except that it creates a triangle here, which is useless. So, exceto que criou dois triângulos de uma vez só para nada. Então. If I want to block this, maybe I can do that, and there we go. So that could be smart. This is not an area that will deform, right? And there's the hair on the top, so this can be okay. And then here we still have this little problem, so to solve that we can probably, yeah, so here we could possibly, let's say, why not, right? So there you go. So really that solves the problem basically, right? So então tem vários jeitos aqui de resolver isso aqui, então não é, tem mas nem sempre é fácil encontrar uma solução satisfatória. So here this is really on a bad shape. We're gonna delete, so we can go directly to the some points here. So let's try this. So here it is difficult to know if this goes beyond the ear or so usually I've been doing it to go beyond slightly on front of the ear. So let's try here and maybe a little more, but yeah, somewhat like here. So what is this? Oh, this is the ear. So the ear, of course, this is notoriously on the wrong place, so we can push this. They don't need to be aligned like a wall, because they there is some motion there. There's some flash motion there that will make them to right. So for example here I'm tempted to make this connection, although this might be a bit bizarre unless I approximate these things, right? So we start to have again good more or less good faces here, right? So these can be larger faces, I think. So this sort of equilibrates the geometry, right? So here we see that we are lacking some, yeah, for geometry for the school. No, there it is. So we just need to make subdivision here that is lacking. We can also make subdivisions here, collapsing mesh structures here behind the head, provided it is not close to the neck, because the neck is still deforming. So about here we can do a lot of things too. So this is the case on my character. There are some collapsing structures here, yeah, you see. And this can solve plenty of problems. And on a low cost, let's say. And here, okay, so here we can, now we need to be a little careful about this region, because this is half fleshy, half skull, so it's like it may deform, but not too much. It may be stretched because of the chin, the maxilla, so there could be important, valuable, expressive, subtle deforms there, muscular stuff, because of how the face moves, but it's often a bit difficult to figure out how to make this topology, also because we have to care about a lot of things. So here the neck, usually the neck has a lot of mesh geometry, and it, here you see, apparently my character, these things could be lower even than I was doing. So let's try to adapt this. Let's try this, okay. And provided it looks good here, of course this goes into the neck, so this start to plunge down like crazy in this character design. Here we see that this position of this vertex is not that good, but actually it was sort of good, so we can already try to smooth out stuff. Here I've reappeared with the ear, so we can try to, here we can, thanks to the fact that we have this, we could make another face loop, so this will be an internal to change some parts of the ear, so this can be important. While this is more the connection to the outer, to the skull, right? So this is, could be important to have this, so we can play more we'd have more versatility in building the complexity of the ear. If there is any near the base, yeah, it can be quite challenging to get this area well enough, even if it's stylized. Então, o que eu estou dizendo é que seria bom fazer essa ideia de fazer essa subdivisão a mais ali, porque dá para ter mais controle sobre a forma complexa da orelha perto da base, então, porque pode ser bem complicado mesmo de compreender como é que isso funciona. Então, mesmo aparentemente sendo uma orelha simples, para ficar legal não é tão fácil assim, na verdade. So, okay, so but this is more or less okay. Then we need to perhaps we can have another subdivision here. Yeah, this looking good. No, not this one. Let's just smooth out this and this. Alright, now this seems to be a bit too protrusive. No, not this lonely vertex, because this lonely vertex is for the cheekbone. Aqui é para essa o que seria o osso do maxilar. Na verdade aqui é uma mistura, nesse character design aqui seria o pomo de Adão, mais ou menos por aqui. Aqui já tem o osso do queixo, do maxilar, que desponta. Então na verdade aqui tem é como que uma mistura das duas coisas, mais ou menos por aqui. Claro que não é um só, na verdade seriam 2 pontos, para ser mais preciso. Só que essa conexão não faz muito sentido. So I have the cheekbone and the chin bone on the side, I think. So of course this connection doesn't make much sense, so I'm just trying to position them more or less where they would be in this character design. Here probably more to the, yeah, so behind here. So this let's see, yeah, maybe even this could be, yeah, it depends. It really depends on how the neck reaches to there, right? So because this connects the flesh to the neck, then there's a connection. So we don't have the neck yet, so this is complicated to solve. So we can still try to make more face loops here, except that I'm not sure if I want, yeah, if I, where should I lead this, right? So this is the question now. We could make this face loop reach there. So this is not, this could be a good way to work on that part, so we can start to differentiate the mesh. So here we build already a star pole here, que já tem uma estrela de 5 pontas, polo de 5. Here we are going to try to, so here we have a problem that this, I'm gonna dissolve it for now, and I'm gonna dissolve this for now. So so this face here a bit strange, but okay, this sort of reorganized the mesh in a more regular way, and so this probably will go down. So as this loops around the eye, this already disrupts this pattern around the eye. If I want to create another for the eye, I can just do this and then push these ones aside. Então eu ainda posso criar mais aqui e talvez empurrar isso mais para fora. Então, so we'll start to creating some. So now we are going to reach for the muzzle structure, right, folks? So this is a very important key part. and we need to reach, yeah, so here I'm gonna dissolve whatever, because we so this is the problem, right? It start to, I have to place more stuff there because there's no, unless I take face from here, but that is not the case right now. This is starting to become very puzzling, so I should probably try to build other structures before I continue here. But in principle, folks, we are advancing here, and it is working. There's no it's just time consuming. We need to think. If we don't have I have a reference, but I'm not copying it straight forward, right? I'm really pushing my memory and my skills to avoid copy pasting, right, for this part, so that we can rebuild this. And you see that the shape it has starting to look adequate, sort of. The year is looking good, that part of the eye more or less looking good. We can check with the subdivision. Maybe we can check with some, I don't know, matte cap. It's not even shade smooth. Let's do okay, this is not working with shade smooth for some reason. Let's try this. Yeah, look, it looks like it has a good shade. Yeah, it's looking okay. And oh, now it is okay. Yeah, I wasn't having it selected, so this won't allow to see much. So we need to continue. Then we create a face loop for the mouth hole, then which is just circular sim. We must find some way to make some shapes here for the nose, the mesh topology around the nose, which also should sort of circular. Then some crossing stuff here. The muzzle, that part of the chin, is very important. Also the edge ring for face ring for the top of the neck, right, and start to connect the neck to the everything, so that we can actually solve that part. So it's relative, it's better to have that. And once we fix that, all that, it's not too much remaining. The eyes, that part is really, many parts here are quite complicated, and so not too much, but enough complicated so that it takes all that time that it took. So folks, muito aqui do que eu fiz não é muito complicado, mas é complicado o suficiente para dar o trabalho que deu. Então, por isso que não dá para fazer de qualquer jeito isso aqui. Então, depois terminando essa outra parte, que vai demorar talvez um pouco menos de tempo, porque a gente já tem bastante coisa montada. Vou fazer a face ring do pescoço, a volta da boca, que é circular, a volta do nariz também pode ser circular. Essa parte aqui, que depende do maxilar, depende do pescoço, depende do queixo. Yeah, so the chin, the jawline, I forgot the jaw, face loop also will be important. E depois que a gente tiver feito tudo isso, dá para partir direto para o corpo. And then we can go directly to the body, and that has its own challenge, but yeah, especially the hand can be time consuming. We'll try it, yeah, we'll do that from scratch too, and then the rest of the body, usually it's kind of funny to do, it's not too complicated. Yeah, the pelvis region can be challenging. I particularly find the knees challenging if I'm out of ideas, I need some reference. Foot also can be quite difficult to get them right. I think if foots are even more difficult than hands in some sense. Okay, so folks, thanks for watching. We are done with this one. We will continue another day. I'm alternating between live streams, and this is the one I'm building this character. So, thanks for watching, folks. Obrigado por assistir. Bom descanso, boa semana e happy blending, folks. Hope that was inspiring. See ya, folks.